Well, happy Christmas Eve, everyone, and welcome to the Great Room. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about how I have it decorated. It's all about an outdoor Christmas Eve celebration. I'm going to show you how I have set the table outdoors because nothing says Christmas like 78-degree weather, doing some outdoor gardening and planting bulbs on Christmas Eve, and squabbling with your husband over what Christmas music to play. So we've got all of that on tap for you today. What do you say, Stuart? Let's do it. Hey, Goo. Hey, up, up, up. Sit, sit, shake. Good girl. Well, we have a Christmas goose for Christmas Eve. We don't have Danny yet, the grandbaby, but Goose is keeping us company as we do some outdoor gardening, as I set the table for Christmas Eve dinner. And well, and that's all I've got, Goose. That's all I've got. You all remember Goose, I believe. Taylor and Jamie's sweet, sweet dog. Come here, Goo. Come here. So let's just talk a little bit about what's going on in the Great Room. And let me thank you for your indulgence. We've been putting up some past videos of Christmases past for you to enjoy. A lot of you hadn't already seen them, and I even revisit them periodically because they've got so many, I think, good ideas, and I forget what I've done in the past or what other people have done in their homes to decorate. But I digress. Let's talk a little bit about what I've got going on in the Great Room. We did just get back from Santa Fe, so I didn't maybe do quite as much decorating as I normally would. We celebrated quite a bit in Santa Fe with Jamie and Taylor and Danny. I got to babysit a lot, and believe me, that was the best celebration of all. But let's start out with the mantle. So I've just got greenery. And I think I have shared with you one of my very favorite things of this year, and that is these foldable ornaments. These are the ones in maroon. Let me see if I can find the end of this one. There we go. And then they're just magnetized and they unfold. That will make them brilliant for storage. They're also lightweight, so they don't weigh down any of this artificial greenery that I've got here, or if you had real greenery. And I think they just look kind of festive. I have stockings everywhere, and I don't think you need to just have one dedicated stocking every year for people. I like to use them as kind of just a decor item in and of themselves. And so I've got these gorgeous, I think, kind of ethnic looking, Afghani looking Christmas stockings here, and then the ones on the end. Oh my goodness, look at this. Absolutely gorgeous. This was made by one of my neighbors across the street. Krista did that for me. She made this one, and then on the other end, she made this one. And then these four I bought online because I just love the, almost like a travel reference that they make. And then I've got lots more of those ornaments hung all up and down the greenery. Just flameless candles on the mantle. I've got a jingle bell or two for Santa to ring. Once he comes down the chimney, we will know that he has arrived. But I have to say, for right now, the fire is just for your benefit because it is really too warm to have a fire. But I wanted to show you how magical I think this whole scene looks when we're here, when it is cold, watching Christmas movies. And I think it's supposed to get cold at the end of the week. It's supposed to get back down to highs in the 40s. Today, I think it got up to 80. I'm not sure. Wow. Yeah, just really, really too warm. And then I've got some large sugar pine cones and things. A lot of you keen-eyed viewers will notice that I got a new fireplace grate. I wanted it to be wrought iron to match my wood rack. It is heavy. I will say that's the only thing I like less about it than my other ones. It is heavier, but it's also completely surrounds the fireplace opening a little bit. Some of you were nervous about that. And then I've just got a bunch of blankets and things over here in case we want to take any of them outside when we sit outside to dine. So that is this tableau here. And when we come back, I'll show you a couple of other things that I did to deck the halls in the great room. Well, since we spent a good bit of this month in Santa Fe, I didn't put up a great big live tree or even a small live tree because I didn't want it to get too dry while we were gone. But I do have just a little, what I think is a very realistic evergreen tree, some lights over here. And then this is my homage to our Santa Fe Christmas. I've got a bunch of Hub's skulls and things that are out, and I've got them draped in some wooden beads. But then I have to tell you, I'm so excited about this. I have waited for years to be able to use all of these teddy bears in anticipation of having a grandchild. I bought these, I don't know how many years ago in Beaver's Bend at the State Lodge gift shop. And what I love about them is they reference all things that we like to do. So this is the daddy bear one, and he's holding a fish. And the next one, Mama Bear, this is so cute. Mama Bear in her Shetland sweater has a little backpack. And that represents me because I love to hike. And look, there's a little baby. A little baby on her shoulder. And by the way, I have no idea. I can try to find a link to these, but I got these a million years ago. And then this is the one I like to think of as the little Danny Bear. And look at the little tail sticking out in the back. So these are all outdoor references to the outdoor life we like to live, and also to the fact that the kids live in Colorado and they love to go to the mountains. And anyhow, it was just kind of fun, and it was very fun for me to be able to pull out these teddy bears exclusively for Danny. I've kept them pretty much in the basement, saving them till I had a grandbaby, and well, now I can pull them out from they've escaped their cage. They've escaped their bondage in the basement. Make sure to stay to the end, by the way, because I'm going to show you how I have set my outdoor Christmas table. How many times have I said, oh, I would love to be able to have Thanksgiving outside, and I've never been able to, but who knew? I'm going to be able to have Christmas Eve dinner outside. Well, a Christmas goose is the best decoration of all. And if you listen carefully, I've got the back door open and you can hear all of the kids playing outside. And in fact, I think my neighbors across the street who have a heated pool, I think they're having a pool party. That is just so wrong. But nevertheless, I guess you just embrace, what the gods give you. One of my favorite things this year is so simple is I just cut a bunch of dried hydrangea heads. You guys have seen them. But then to Christmasize them, I just put in some emerald green arborvitae cuttings. And I think that just kind of elevates them and takes them from more of a late summer Thanksgiving vibe to a Christmas vibe. And I had these out earlier in a different part of the house, and then I just moved them in here. And then other than that, there's not a lot going on. I've got some of my favorite stockings. These are the boys' traditional stockings. And these are the ones I actually fill. The other ones are more for decoration. This one belongs to my son, Jamie, and I've showed you this in the past, but if you're new to the channel, this is the one that many, many years ago I needle pointed for Johnny. And I should have needle pointed one for Jamie too, but by that time he had kind of already gotten attached to this one. And so I didn't feel like I was being a less than mother, I guess. And then, of course, there's one for Goose. Of course, there's one for Goose. What's on our menu? Well, I'll tell you that when we get outside, but I do want to share with you that it's got one of the recipes has lots and lots of red wine in it. So I'll talk about that when we go outside. And on the way out, I've just stuck a few little Christmas Village ornaments in the bookcases. And by the way, I like to use ornaments really more as standalone than even hanging on the tree. I think it's easier for them to tell a story that way. So to me, this is just another little village that the ornaments have helped me create inside the great room. And then after Santa comes down the chimney, if something happens or if he loses his cap, I've got another one here for him as he goes out the door. So when you come back, let's talk a little bit about how we're going to entertain outside. Here's a tip. I noticed this when we came back from Santa Fe. And I'd left the house in pretty good order, but when I first walked into the cottage and I started looking at each room, because I had been gone, I was able to really see everything with a fresh eye. And I could see areas that just looked, even though some of the items were decorative items and things like that, festive items, I could see where areas were just too congested and I needed to move some things out. And right now, as warm and cuddly and cozy as I think the great room looks, when I look at it from a distance, it's definitely got too much going on. But you know what? That's okay, because that's what the holidays are about. The holidays are kind of about a little bit about excess. And it's another reason that we love New Year's so, because we can remove a lot of that excess. We can get a fresh start. We feel like we've got more room to breathe, and it helps us appreciate the things that we have, and I think take for granted every day. Once we remove that veneer of all of the holiday decorations. So that's my question of the day. Tell me if you agree with that. If you enjoy the Christmas decorations, but you enjoy bringing them down, but as importantly, does it help you appreciate the things that are around you every day with a little bit more gratitude because you're not taking them for granted anymore? Well, it's not too breezy out, but even the slightest of breezes will blow out the real candles that I've got on my table. So I'm probably going to switch those out for some flameless ones. In the meantime, I've got just a couple of lanterns here that have some votives in them. This is a garden-inspired, nature-inspired tablescape, and it just came together with stuff that I already had, and I think we all love the ease of that. Stuart immediately said, "Oh, I love that tablecloth." Well, the tablecloth, you savvy-eyed decorators probably already noticed it's just a blanket. It's a camping blanket. I bought it online, and I will provide a link. It was very inexpensive. And typically in the wintertime when we sit around the pinon fire, I do like to keep a stack of blankets out here for us to use. I do not have a pinon fire for you right now because it is still a little bit too warm. But I think later in the evening after the sun goes down, it'll be cool enough and we can sit outside. We can have some Christmas music cascading from the great room, and I think it'll be really, really cozy. So what's on my tablescape? Well, number one, it's just more clippings of evergreen arborvitae, some more sugar pine cones that actually I stole from the centerpiece that used to be on my kitchen table. I've got some jingle bells, some reindeer bells, and I'm hoping to, by this evening, maybe have a little bit more mistletoe. There's some mistletoe growing in the tree behind the garage, so I'll probably put a little bit more mistletoe there in case I want to hold it over my head so I can get a kiss from Danny. The glasses that were a gift to me from my Texas followers. I've got these on the table because I love them so. Just some wooden chargers, some different kinds of just everyday dishes. And then this is my thing I am smitten with. Well, these leaves were not off of the trees when we left for Santa Fe, but when I came back, I noticed them all over the ground, and first of all, they're just massive, and I think they're simply beautiful. I think they almost look like wood. And so it's just a little something, something to put on their plate. And yes, we'll wipe off their plates before we eat. In fact, once we get finished shooting, I'll take off the candles and then I'll probably just throw a Conta, a lightweight blanket over all of this so it doesn't get too buggy before we dine. I can always rinse off anything that gets some debris on it, but it's not too windy today. And then it's just, like I say, it's just all naturescape. These are outdoor lanterns. These are the candlesticks that I have on this table and outdoors all of the time. I love this little pine cone candlestick. I think I got that at a thrift store. And then this is a recent purchase. I can't remember if I've showed all of you. When I don't buy that many new things, so when I get something brand new, I do like to show this to you. And these two pieces are mud pie. And I had to have them because my friend John in Falls Village had his own pieces, and well, I had to have some too. So this will probably hold it'll hold butter and maybe, I don't know, maybe some different things. So when we come back, that's my tablescape. I will show it to you all illuminated at night, but we'll have to wait a few more hours for that. But when we come back, let me share with you what's on my menu. Well, to both my Jamies, Christmas means beef, and beef means a good old steak on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. And so we're going to be grilling out some steaks. And then this is kind of a tradition for us. We always make the burgundy mushroom, there goes my list, burgundy mushroom recipe out of the Pioneer Woman cookbook. I don't really cook a lot out of her cookbook. Not that everything isn't delicious, but because it's also very, very heavy. And I usually eat a little bit lighter than that. But the burgundy mushrooms, they have been a hit. Just be forewarned, they cook all day long. They are, to me, every bit as rich and as succulent as the steak itself. So that's what I'm going to be serving to accompany the steaks. In addition to, I've got my recipes here, classic scalloped potatoes. We've been eating a lot of baked potatoes here just for dinner, just a baked potato and a salad. And so I wanted to do something different than just a traditional baked potato. So I'm just making some classic scalloped potatoes per popular demand by the guys. And then I'm going to be making a warm goat cheese salad. I don't really have these online. These are just recipes that I've got. So Stuart will take a screenshot this, so you can copy the recipes out yourself. And then I'll make a goat cheese salad, and then we'll have a baguette, some crusty baguette bread to go along with the steak, and soak up all of that delicious gravy and the juices from the burgundy mushrooms. Stuart is getting hungry already. And then I think for dessert, I'll probably do that little ice cream thing with the ice cream that John Turman told us about, Stuart, with a little bit of scotch and some shaved espresso beans. My sister-in-law, Tracy, said after watching that video that she tried it herself, and she said it was absolutely divine. So if we have one more square inch in our stomachs that can absorb any more calories after we eat that big meal, then I think that's what we'll have for dessert. We may or may not have a Christmas cocktail. I'm looking at maybe a cranberry pomegranate margarita, but I'm not sure on that. I'll keep you in the loop on that. Maybe you can have it for New Year's Day. But I think it'll be really nice. The tastiest treat, I think, will be nuzzling little grandbaby Danny, who is just the cutest thing and the best baby ever. She is just so good. So it's a very, very unusual and a very, very special Christmas here from at the cottage on the hill. I couldn't feel more fortunate to have my family around me for Christmas. I enjoyed Johnny's visit here. It's so wonderful to have really good family and good friends, good food. Well, let's just say I am one lucky lady, and you all contribute to that. So thank you very much for your friendship. Have a very peaceful, quiet, safe, Merry Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. I'll probably be doing some Christmas Day gardening. So in the comments below, let me know how you plan to celebrate. If you enjoyed this, please give us a thumbs up, give us a follow, subscribe, give us a hype. I want to call it an aha. I want to call it an aha. But most of all, I just want you to know how much I appreciate all of you. Oh, I've gotten so many Christmas cards, so many wonderful Christmas cards and gifts. It's just one thing after another. Well, I just love all of them, and I love all of you. Happy Christmas Eve and Merry Christmas.